All right, welcome back to Perdido Key Gaming. Today we've got Forbidden Island Adventure If You Dare. Gamewright Winner Mensa Select. I don't know what that means. 2 to 4 players, ages 10 and up. Took a little damage in the shipping, I see. But we got Dare to discover Forbidden Island. You join a team of fearless adventurers on a do-or-die mission to capture 4 sacred treasures from the ruins of this paradise, and the island is sinking. So, game by Matt Laycock, illustration by CB Sanga. 30 minutes. Gamewright, which is in West Canton, MA. What is that? Maine, Massachusetts. I don't know. But it comes in a metal tin, which is nice, but let's see what we get in here. Well, obviously we know what we get in here. It's on the back of the paper, so pretty good. Got your rules. You got some sort of oh, that's what must be the water level. Gets up there, you die. Got cards. Got some things to hold cards, looks like. You got some pawns. You got what is apparently the treasures. And you got a bunch of counters here, which, yeah, that's handy. I'm trying to unwrap that other stuff like in previous videos. Which got these are pretty yeah, these are pretty nice and thick, playing surface type thing. Should I even bother trying to get into these cards? Let's see what the cards are like. Cards, Okay, the cards are very nice, kind of plasticky. This is your navigator pilot. Okay, must be in some. All the cards are pretty much the same type of thing. Ooh, Waters Rise. Yep, mucho mas no good. Let's see about these rules here. So let's I'm gonna get in here a little bit. Forbidden Island, 2 to 4 players, ages 10 and up, 8 pages long. 30-minute game, that's what they say. So the object is work together and keep Forbidden Island from sinking in order to buy enough time to capture its 4 treasures. You must make it to Fool's Landing and escape by helicopter to win. If it sinks before you complete your tasks, mission ends in defeat. Oh, okay, that little clip is for the Waters Rising. You got flood discard, treasure discard, and the starting setup looks like that. You place the treasures, the Earth Stone, Statue of the Wind, Crystal of Fire, and Ocean Chalice around the island, and your team will capture these, discarding 4 matching treasure cards on the corresponding island tile. So you gotta locate the tiles. So far, let's see, and you divide up the cards in the flood deck, treasure deck, and adventure cards. The island starts to sink. Flood, normal tile, flooded tile. Okay, so the tiles are flooding. The adventurers appear. Deal 1 to each person. Take a pawn matching the color of your adventure card and place it on the corresponding island tile. So hand out the treasure cards, set the water level. Then there's an order of play. One thing I'm noticing is it's not really shuffle the 24 island tiles, which are these, and randomly place them face up, non-blue and white side on the grid as follows. So first make a 4x4 square. In the middle, place 2 tiles next to each of those, and so on and so forth. Okay. Sounds like pretty basic. Order of play, take up the 3 actions: move, shore up, give a treasure card, capture a treasure. Okay, so take 3 actions, draw 2 treasure cards, draw flood cards equal to the water level, and So you can move. Explorer can move diagonally. Pilot can move to any tile once per turn for one action. The navigator can move other players up to 2 adjacent tiles per action, and the diver can move through one adjacent missing or flooded tiles for one action. All right, so they got special moves. Oops. Shore up. You can shore up an adjacent island tile or the tile your pawn is on. Shore up, simply flip it over so its unflooded side is face up. And again, the engineer and the explorer have special abilities for that, just as a messenger does for giving a treasure card. So you can give one or more of your treasure cards to another player. To capture a treasure, you may, for one action, capture treasure by discarding 4 matching treasure cards from your hand if your pawn is on either corresponding island tile. So you may find a treasure on a flooded tile. So basically, you're trying to give whoever is going for that treasure a number of cards in order for them to get to that tile and capture the treasure. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Then you draw 2 treasure deck cards. There's 5 of each in treasure deck. You got to get 4 of them in order to get to the corresponding treasures we meant. Then there's special action cards, helicopter lists, sandbags. The Waters Rise cards are in the treasure deck. When you draw one, you must immediately do the following. You gotta tick it up, mark, take all the cards from the flood discard pile, shuffle them and place them face down on top of the flood draw pile. That means previously drawn cards will be drawn again soon. So you do not get a replacement card if you draw a Waters Rise. If you draw 2 in a row, flood the discard pile only once. If you draw Waters Rise but there's none in the flood discard pile, just move the water level up 1 tick mark. And there you go. And when the last card of the treasure deck is drawn, immediately shuffle the treasure discard and form a new one. Hand limit, you can only have 5 cards. When you do draw these flood cards, you must now take on the role. You turn into the bad guy. Flood, normal. Okay, it tells you which one to flood, I guess. If it's already floods, it sinks into the abyss. Nice. If the pawn is on a flooded, lift the pawn off the tile, flip it, return the pawn. If it's on a tile that must be removed, it must immediately swim to an adjacent tile. So he doesn't sink and die yet, apparently. And then the folks with special movement got special movement out of that situation. So the game end, get to Fool's Landing. Once you have collected them all, you got to move your pawns to the Fool's Landing tile. Then one player must have a helicopter lift card to get your team off the island for the win. So if both temples, caves, palaces, and gardens where you can find the treasure sink, if the Fool's Landing tile sinks, if the player's on an island tile sinks, no adjacent tile to swim to, and if it reaches the skull, the flood thing reaches skull and crossbones. Yeah, once you've won the novice game, you can play harder versions. How do you play the harder versions? Difficulty settings. They don't exactly explain that anywhere. Anyway, I'll have to look that up. But yeah, this looks like a quick game. I like the components. Obviously, they just use one of those machines that creates. What are those called? Anyway, here I am. I'm supposedly pretty good at that technology stuff, but I don't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, the components are good. The game looks fun. Definitely more fun with more people. So I would probably want to be playing definitely with 4 players, because that way you have more resources to work with. If you're only playing with 2 people got to do all that work. So yeah, that could be that could definitely be harder with 2 people. Maybe that's the setting for the difficulties. Play with only 1 person trying to do all that. Anyway, hope you like what you see. If you do, leave a comment, hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you the next time.